So, before I start actually talking about this, I just want to say when I say dying in the title, I don't mean gaming is going to like completely die out. I mean more of like the slow, trodden, loss of honor and dignity over time. And I think that that's actually a lot more painful to the community because, I mean, looking back, there were so many great leaps in gaming that have been made over the years. Especially, I'm young enough that like I didn't even experience most of them. Like I don't remember the NES and stuff. I'm a part of this new generation of gamers where when I started really getting into gaming, it was Minecraft and Call of Duty and so many new things coming out. And I think it was really the golden age. I mean, if you had an idea, you could make it a game. The completely original ideas that came out in that time were crazy. Entire genres, like a voxel game, that wasn't even like an idea. There were things like Dwarf Fortress that got close, but with Minecraft you really saw a major change in the gaming sphere where the game wasn't just about set objectives anymore. Games like Space Engineers, Minecraft, even things like Kerbal Space Program I could consider to be games that have come out of this thing where it's about what the player can do with the game, not about what the game can do for the player. But the reason I think that gaming is going down a dark path is because I feel like all of these original, innovative new ideas, like, there's even games like Pro Office Calculator, which they just completely blow your mind with, wow, this person made a game out of a calculator, and it's kind of humbling in a way, looking throughout time in all the different ways that people have made games. I mean, there's so many original and creative concepts. I mean, you have the Mass Effects, where you have the story-based games. The Walking Dead took the world by storm. A beautiful mix of storytelling and game, and everyone loved it. Well, maybe not everyone, but everyone I knew at least. But now we're in this awkward phase in gaming where for the past few years, we have had new things, but the major new games, the ones that have shown up, they've either been disappointments like No Man's Sky, although they're coming back from the disappointment, or rehashes of old games. I mean, as of late, with Fortnite, which is really PUBG, which is really Minecraft Hunger Games, all these new games that are coming out and the things that people are getting excited about, Apex Legends, I'm not saying that they're bad games. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that they aren't bringing anything new to the table, and it's been a long time since I've seen a game that has really made me go, I haven't seen a game do that before. Like, I remember back in when Call of Duty was every year, and they're still doing it, so it's not over, but everyone used to be way more excited about it. Every year they'd be like, oh, the new Call of Duty is out. And it would be pretty much the last Call of Duty, but with better graphics and more DLC. But everyone loved it. And I feel like that's the phase that we're going down now. Every game that's coming out is kind of just the previous games that have come out with a little bit of polish thrown on. And that scares me, because even though we have had great additions to gaming, I mean, look at things like Rocket League, games like CSGO that really push the envelope. I mean, even going back to like Half-Life, the physics engines, everything has increased so quickly. But now when I look back, Rocket League was, what, 4 years ago? Counter-Strike was way more than that. Half-Life was ridiculous time ago. Portal, Kerbal Space Program has now been bought out by Take-Two. Rocket League has been bought by Epic Games. You've got Minecraft bought by Microsoft, and Minecraft's still doing fine. It's just, I feel like it's kind of lost a lot of the charm that it used to be. I mean, Minecraft used to be that game where you'd look and you'd say, you know, this could go anywhere, and I feel like now with all these big companies consolidating all these major games, they're playing it safe now. They're doing little updates that they know are going to get people just excited enough to buy more DLC and stuff. I mean, I know Minecraft doesn't have DLC, but look at Minecraft like Xbox Edition and stuff. Those are the cash cows. I mean, I doubt Microsoft could care less about Java Edition. They want to get rid of it. They don't like Java Edition because there's no way for them to make more money off of it except for their base game. Things like Windows 10 Edition and stuff gives them this massive, powerful structure. Like, look at Realms. The reason why Realms failed on PC is because we already had servers. And if you don't play Minecraft, you probably don't understand what I'm saying here. But basically, what I'm saying is the games that were really shaking up the industry aren't anymore. When I look up upcoming games to try to get excited for something, it just seems like games I've seen before. I think the last game that I really bought that I went, holy moly, this game is different from anything I'd played before, was Detroit Become Human. And that game was beautiful in its storytelling, its mix of getting the story where you want to go and mixing it with gameplay elements. Like, in The Walking Dead, one of the issues I had was that when you, like, screwed up something, you just usually died and then restarted. But Detroit Become Human did this great thing where if you died, it stayed. Your character died, and the rest of them had to, like, get around that. It was really a beautiful way of not breaking the immersion, because when you restart over and over dying when you don't get what you want, it's just jarring almost, and they found a great way to get around that. But ignoring all my personal favorite games and stuff, I feel like there used to be this sort of risk-taking in the gaming sphere that it's calming down now. It's not what it used to be, and it'll probably come back. I mean, at some point people are going to get bored of the Fortnites and the Apex Legends and the CSGOs and all these games that have been, they are good games. They're tried and true. I think that something new has to come out that pushes the boundaries. Something like EVE Online, something that just completely pushes the boundaries of gaming and makes everyone wake up and go, wow, I didn't know a game could be that. But who knows where time's gonna go? I mean, there's a lot of things happening in the gaming sphere now, and one of the things that worry me most is actually, I used to get around when people would say that console gaming was superior to PC gaming and go, well, I can get any game I want on my PC. Small developers make these games and I can play them right off the bat. They don't have to pay licensing fees to get them to a console. We don't have these exclusive games where we lock them down from other people, but I can't even say that anymore. Things like Epic Games, where they're now just buying out entire companies and disappointing these large crowds of fans. It's not a good time to be a gamer, and it's especially not a good time to be a big game company, because people are starting to realize that these small companies can do way more for you. I mean, I don't think anyone looks at a company like Epic Games or EA and goes, yeah, they're pushing the boundaries. They're just cookie cutters. Every game is finely calculated to be exactly what they need to get money out of your pocket. They aren't trying to push the boundaries. They aren't trying to change gaming. They're just trying to get some money. It's quick and easy for them to rehash an old game. It's quick and easy for them to make a game like Fortnite, where for updates all they have to do is add a few player models and dances, and they know that people are gonna shell out more cash for it. Celebrity appearances, the same way The Simpsons died, is literally how Fortnite is probably going to keep itself afloat. Having your John Wicks, your Thanos. I mean, for some reason, people act like each of these updates is actually bringing something new to the game when it's the same game, and they're just cashing in on every single small thing they can. Do you know how much time it probably takes to add one of those skins? I mean, I'm gonna say the artists are fantastically skilled. They are great at their job. I mean, the animations and stuff are great. But do you really think Epic Games deserves $1 million for making a Thanos skin? I don't. I mean, us gamers are really hypocritical. We complain about people like EA and their DLC, but we completely ignore when other companies do the same exact thing. We're the biggest lot of complainers, and we don't actually do anything about it. We support these big companies over and over and over again, and we let the small ones go under and get bought because we don't support them. And that's why I think that gaming is currently dying. It's not because some small kids are playing Fortnite and being annoying. That's fine. I was that annoying kid on Minecraft a few years ago. It's normal, it's healthy, it's how you get into the gaming sphere. It's not cringe that's killing it, it's almost, we've lowered our expectations for what a good game can be. We've lowered it to the point where we will take games that are literally just the game before it, and we'll act like it's something new. Because they add a 2, or 3, or 4 to the end, or remastered. I mean, seriously, we're having games that are literally just remastered versions of other popular games become super popular, and that's just confusing. Why didn't they just fix the original game in the first place and update it? Because they have a loyal fan base. They just know they can get you to buy the game a second time, and it's not their fault because they're doing well. They're doing really well. It's our problem. We're the ones buying. So, those are just my thoughts on the current state of mostly PC gaming, but it's all over the place now. Again, I don't blame people for the games they play. I think that there's a lot of different reasons to play these rehashed games. I mean, they are fun. I just think that it's keeping things from moving forward. There was a time, I think like 4 or 5 years ago, around 2015, where every day there was a new game being announced that was going to shake things up. So many games that pushed the boundaries of the technology. Things like Antichamber that pushed the limits of storytelling and warping your mind around. Going back even further, you had games like Myst, which had beautiful puzzles laid out that were confusing and yet felt rewarding every time you passed one. But now, I don't know. Let me do a quick Google. Upcoming video games. We've got our movie games that massive companies do. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. We've got Wolfenstein, which is another Wolfenstein. Shenmue 3. Astral Chain. Borderlands 3, which is going to be an Epic exclusive. FIFA 20. Of course, because we need another FIFA that's the same FIFA, but you have to pay for everything again. It's not looking good. I think that the next game that's going to shake things up is Cyberpunk 2077, but I'm not going to get my hopes up too far, because, you know, I haven't been impressed for quite a while. And I guess that's it. Thank you for listening to me rant. I don't know if you guys agree with me. I think that the stretches we're making with graphics, technology, and stuff are amazing. They really are. It's breathtaking to see a new game on the big screen. Crisp edges. I mean, we have, like, neural nets doing our anti-aliasing now. Like, that's insane. But the gameplay elements haven't gotten much better. I mean, I think that the biggest way that that's going to go forward is through VR. Like, one of the most amazing experiences for me was recently playing a VR game. It was a shooter, I think it was Pavlov, and I was like, oh my god, I can actually grab the ladder and pull myself up. And I was playing Blade and Sorcery, and I realized, oh, I can actually chuck my sword at this guy's face. Those are the innovations. Those are the gameplay advances that are going to change the industry. Adding a 3 or a 20 to the end of a game you've already released and cashing in on your fans is not going to change anything. It's not going to make a game that's going to break the boundaries. It's just going to keep everyone complacent. And they know that. But that's it for now. Thank you all for listening, and goodbye.